In order to lose weight, the body has to activate the process called a catalytic process or lipolysis. This process here happens in presence of water or 3 molecules of water and 3 catalytic hormone that have to break down the fat from the sugar inside the globule or inside the adipose tissue. So we have some hormones that are applied in these processes here. We have the 2-catecholamine, means epinephrine and a norepinephrine. We have glucagon, which happens. We have growth hormone. We have also atrial natriuretic peptide and brain natriuretic peptide and cortisol. Those are the hormones that activate the process of weight loss, or they are involved in the process. But here we are going to focus on hormone called glucagon. Glucagon, the other name is glucose agonist, means is the hormone that being activated, or it can be released when the blood sugar is gone. Then it can be activated inside the pancreas, the islet cell of Langerhans, and those are the alpha cell of Langerhans. So they're going to be activated from the low blood glucose. So they activate and secrete glucagon, and the glucagon will stimulate again the liver and the muscle to release glycogen inside the bloodstream to produce glucose. So beside that is stimulate again this process here. Means when you are fasting, when you go to bed, the body always start this process here. When the blood glucose is gone, this process starts. We have also 3 hormones that stimulate the breakdown of fat. So anytime the glucagon is stimulated, now inside the pancreas, so we have the fatty, we're going to have a this is going to be the sugar molecule, which is the backbone of sugar. And this is called glycerol or glycerin, if you would. Okay. This molecule here is the molecule of molecule sugar, or called again glycerol or glycerin. And this is attached to fatty acid via a bond called ester bonds. Ester bonds. And these bonds are the bond that connects the sugar molecule or glycerol to each fatty acid. So when you eat your food, excess sugar will be converted into fatty acid and has to be bounded to this molecule here. Fat cannot stay in the fat cell if it's not connected to this molecule here, glycerol. This is one that assists the fat to stay in the fat cell or in adipose tissue to remain there until you stop eating, until you start fasting, until this hormone is being activated, until you go to bed. When you go to bed, that's what we call going to bed is taking vacation from food, meaning you start the process of weight loss every single day when you go to bed. And that time, the process starts and the fat start to be broken down. And this happens when the feeding state is gone, means the absorption time is gone, so the food in the bloodstream and the blood sugar or blood glucose has dropped. So we have this molecule here. You're gonna have also the molecule here. It is a fat molecule. These are fat molecules that are connected via the ester bond to the glycerol. Now, when you go to bed, and this process here, when you go to bed, your body was gaining weight, was storing food for you to start using when you are not eating. Means when you go to bed, the process of weight loss always starts from there. That's why fasting is a main process of weight loss. Not dieting, not eating, or not bringing food. Gain weight or weight gain or obesity, diabetes, most hypertension, fatty liver disease are food addiction disease or food addiction condition. For them to be reversed, they start to go away or be reversed when you go to bed or when you take vacation from food. So when you go to bed, after a long period of time of not eating food, the fat will start to break down will start to be broken down because the blood sugar, glucose, is gone down. Now, with these processes here, when you been like 8, 4, 5, 6, 8, depending on how much carbohydrate you took, you're gonna start to break down, and this glucagon will start to activate now the process. The first hormone here that's gonna be adipose tissue or adipose triglyceride lipase. This is the first enzyme that is going to activate here or is the first hydrolase or first molecule that is gonna cleave this bond here, cleave mean to break down or to break it. It cleaves this enzyme here or this bond here to separate the first molecule here of fat. And this fat molecule here will start going to the cells to be used for energy. Or this is the first food here, that's how we call it, is going to be released, disassociated, and go either to the liver or to be producing the ketone bodies. And this process, the more sugar is going down, the more your body is making ketone bodies, so to prevent the drop or sudden drop of the food in the system or in the bloodstream. So this one will be released. You're gonna have, after it has been released, you're gonna have the glycerol like this. Okay. You're gonna have the first molecule give you OH here. Now, because it's water, when the water disassociates, one hydrogen, because of 2 hydrogen, will come here, and the other hydrogen will go with the fatty acid. We're gonna have HO, and then we're gonna have this one and carbon. Don't know if you can see here. Okay, hydrogen, and this is the first fatty acid that will be disconnected from the glycerol. So we're gonna remain with 2 fatty acid plus glycerol, and this becomes, instead of calling it triglyceride, it's gonna be diglyceride, because we have now 2 molecules of fatty acid. Now, the second process will continue with the second hormone, and the second hormone that will catalyze or will cleave this bond here is the hormone sensitive lipase. We call it hormone sensitive lipase. This is the hormone that will reverse this anabolic process here, or will catalyze this process here. Then we'll go here, we're gonna have OH again, because they still breaking cleave this bond here, the ester bond, and we're gonna have the ester fat here, and we're gonna have HO on C. Is the second molecule here that's being disconnected or disassociated from the glycerin molecule. Now, the third one and the third hormone will be the mono, because we're going to have, after these two have been disassociated, these two have been gone. So we remains with only one molecule of fat here, and this is called monoglyceride, or because it says only one molecule of glycerin, or fatty acid. So the third hormone here is gonna be monoglyceride lipase. That hormone, monoglyceride lipase, monoglyceride lipase will activate again, or will disassociate this, or will cleave this bond here to disassociate this molecule here, and then we're gonna have the molecule here, OH, then HO, C, and then this is the pathway that the body breaks down fat. And this, the main pathway, natural way that you can lose weight just by activating this pathway. There are a lot of natural systems that you can do to activate these pathways here. So again, the fatty molecule will go to the liver to produce ketone bodies. The alcohol here, with sugar alcohol, will go to the liver via a process called gluconeogenesis, and will produce glucose. And this pathway will continue on and on as long as you're still fasting. This process here will continue. That's why losing weight is the main best process to reverse the process of anabolic process or gain weight process. That's what we call it catabolic process. We have to cut or chop the fats. This is the main way. Thank you again for for following or for listening, and we will see you again to the next video.